So, dragons. You know, those giant, fire-breathing lizards that fly through medieval skies, torch armies, and make Game of Thrones fans scream, "Dracaries!" like it's a new yoga pose. But here's the thing. Dragons aren't real. I know. Big shocker. Try to keep breathing. Let's break it down, shall we? The origin of the dragon. Myth. Long before Daenerys Targaryen needed flying flamethrowers to win popularity contests, ancient humans were already telling tales of terrifying creatures. But why? Well, humans are great at one thing, being afraid of things they don't understand. Thunder? Must be angry gods. Volcano, demons throwing tantrums, giant bones? Obviously a dragon. Seriously, that's where it starts. In ancient China, people dug up dinosaur bones, massive, weird-looking bones, and thought, yep, that's definitely the skeleton of a sky lizard that shoots lightning from its face. Meanwhile, in Europe, Viking and medieval folklore started combining every animal humans feared into one monstrosity. The wings of a bat, the body of a serpent, the claws of a lion, and sometimes multiple heads. Because one just wasn't horrifying enough. Basically, dragons are what happen when your imagination has insomnia and no adult supervision. What were they really seeing? Let's get scientific for a second. Not too scientific. We're not writing a thesis here. Most dragon myths are mashups of real creatures. Snakes, slithery, sneaky, and excellent at scaring the crap out of people. Crocodiles, scaled, aggressive, and look like they were designed by a dinosaur architect having a bad day. Bats. Because what's scarier than something with wings and no social boundaries? Large birds of prey, talons, beaks, and that terrifying scream that says, "I'm judging you." And when ancient people saw fossils of dinosaurs like the Stegosaurus or skulls of mammoths and large lizards, they did what any rational person would do. They made up a creature that breathes fire and guards treasure. Because logic. But what about the fire? Ah, yes, the flamethrower function. How exactly would a biological creature evolve to burn things from its mouth? Let's imagine this. You're a lizard with a gas tank in your throat and a spark plug in your tonsils. One hiccup, and you're dragon flambe. Even beetles that can spray hot chemicals, like the bombardier beetle, don't breathe fire. They just do angry chemistry. The physics and biology behind fire breathing just don't add up. Unless your dragon has an internal chemistry lab and OSHA compliance. But hey, at least Drogon made it look cool. Game of Thrones, myth-making with a budget. And now, the moment every fantasy nerd's been waiting for. Game of Thrones, the show that made us believe incest, politics, and dragons could all fit in one Sunday night episode. The dragons in goatee weren't just pets. They were nuclear weapons with wings and a bad attitude. But here's the fun part. Even George R.R. Martin admitted his dragons were inspired by a mix of Western and Eastern mythologies, and VFX Studios. Let's not forget the CGI budget, folks. Their wings are bat-like, their bodies are part reptile, part dinosaur, and their personalities? Pure cat. You ever notice how Drogon acts exactly like a house cat? Burns stuff for no reason. Comes when it wants, leaves when it's bored. Total diva. So, why do we still love dragons? Because they're awesome. There. I said it. They combine everything we find terrifying and majestic. Flight fire scales. The ability to ruin a night's day in one-chomp dragons are the ultimate what-if creatures. What if something ancient, powerful, and untamable still existed? What if magic was real? And most importantly, what if I could ride one into traffic and never pay for gas again? Final verdict. Real or just really cool? Sorry to burst your flame-resistant bubble, but dragons, the kind that fly and burn villages, are pure fiction. They're not fossils. They're not lost species. They're not hanging out in a cave somewhere waiting for a sequel. They're metaphors for chaos, for power, for fear, for your ex who keeps texting you at 2 a.m. So what have we learned today? Dragons were born from bones, fear, and bedtime stories. Ancient people saw something weird and said, "Let's add fire." Game of Thrones made dragons sexy. That's on you, HBO. Fire breathing is more likely to kill the dragon than its enemy. And no, you can't train one. It's not a Pokemon. Outro. If you're still holding out hope that dragons are real, I hate to disappoint you, but hey, that just makes room for more imagination, right? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button before a CGI dragon turns it into toast, and subscribe, because unlike dragons, I do exist.